All right, so it's at 12:30. It's on time, so I want to start it. So before starting, please make sure everything is all right. Your connections, audio, video, because this is a team-based presentations. Please make sure you have audio, video, no problem. And if you are ready, please say yes. All right, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, all right. Hi, Emily. All right, okay. So I have some announcement. You are already familiar with this. We've done exam 1. Okay, we've done exam 1. It was I'm happy with this. Okay, I saw briefly your scores. I don't have any problem with this. So done. And presentations. Okay. I gave you 6 keywords, and then you have chosen one. So we're gonna do presentations. Okay. For presentations, you can go to Canvas, then you can evaluate your presentations by yourself. Okay. You can go to Canvas and quiz, and there is MGT454A presentation 1. Okay, presentation 1. Then with this, you can evaluate every team's presentations. For example, question 1, it is number 1, evaluate team 1 here. So you can evaluate team 1's presentations. Okay, so 1 is lowest point and 5 is the highest. In question 2, evaluate team 2. 1 is lowest, 5 is highest, and so on. Team 3, team 4. So you can evaluate all the teams, including your teams. Okay? So, right? Clear? Okay. So I'm just one of your audience. Okay? Actually, you will evaluate your presentations. Okay? And then next week, we are gonna do entrepreneur simulations. Okay, practice round 1. I strongly recommend that you start this simulation as soon as you can. All right, you download the manuals, navigate the simulations, and try to make your decisions. Okay, then when you understand, when you're familiar with this game, your performance will be much better. Okay. So decision due is September 22nd. And then next Thursday, we're going to start chapter 5, okay, timing of entry. So you are familiar with this, how we play with the textbook. So I'm not worried about this. All right. So I guess you are ready. You need to presentations. Any question? Probably not, right? Okay. Oh, Jesse has a question. So any question, please let me know. Okay, no questions. Okay. All right, then. Any team want to go first? Presentations? You can, presentation can be just, casual meetings. So anyone can just, jump into the presentations and discuss something, questions and comments, whatever. Okay. All right, any team want to go first? Any specific preference? If you don't, we are gonna start with the teams in order. Okay. Luke, you wanna go first? Well, okay. Luke, what is your team? Team 1. Okay. Who will be your presenter in team 1? Luke, you? All right, then I met you as a presenter. Now you can control PowerPoint. Huh? Now you will see in your screen, you will see the what is that? The video monitor button. Then you can share your PowerPoint with that. Take your time. So anyone who will be a presenter, okay, you will find the button, video button, not video button, monitor button. Okay. Then you can share your screen like this. All right, it is working. Cryptocurrency. All right. So,
is that good?
Yes, I can say it. It's perfect.
Alrighty.
All
So
right. So team 1 is about cryptocurrency. Okay. So everyone can evaluate team 1's presentations. And also, if you have any question, comment, just jump into the presentation. We can discuss 5 to 10 minutes presentations. Okay. Now, team 1, you are the boss. Please go ahead.
alrighty. So we are team 1, and our topic is cryptocurrency. So what are cryptocurrencies? A cryptocurrency is a digital currency in which transactions are verified and records maintained by a decentralized system using cryptography rather than by a centralized authority. Cryptocurrency is a form of payment that can be exchanged online for goods and services. Many companies have issued their own currencies, often called tokens, and these can be traded specifically for the good or services that the company provides. And an easy way to think of this would be like when you go to Chuck E. Cheese as a kid and you get like your tickets. Like Chuck E. Cheese has their own tickets, and then you win those, and then you trade those in for like certain prizes at the little prize shop. Or in like a casino where you earn chips and then you trade those in for like actual money. Cryptocurrencies work using a technology called blockchain. Blockchain is a decentralized technology spread across many computers that manages and records transactions. And a huge appeal of blockchain technology is security. And you really need security for like the exchange of cryptocurrencies, because like that's your money and you don't want to be playing around with your money. You want to make sure it's secure all the time.
All right, let me please go back to the previous slide. I just want to have some explanation about the previous one. Yes, the last one. Cryptocurrency is involved with the blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is, simply speaking, think about that Battery computer network. Battery, okay? There is a central server, and all the computers are clients. And then these client computers actually connect with the server and have some information from the server. Okay, so if the client is just clients, not server, and this server has all the information, if somebody hack this server, okay, they can manipulate the information in the server. It's a problem. Okay, and blockchain technology is there's no server. Okay? Everyone is a server. So if there is any transactions, any computing, then any network, any clients, any computer in networks has log files, same log files. Okay. So if somebody wanna hack this network, he should hack all the computers in this network. It's almost impossible. All right. But the problem is we need a lot of computing resources to build up these blockchains, right? Because we need to change everything, okay, in every computer. So computing resource is a problematic. So if some people contribute this computing resource, at some point, this blockchain company provides a certificate, a sort of certificate. You contribute this one, okay, to build up this network. This is what? Cryptocurrency. All right? This is cryptocurrency. All right? So, in the nature, cryptocurrency is just certificate that you contribute to mine this computing resource. Okay, then it becomes like a currency, okay? Tradable. This is a cryptocurrency. So there are many types of cryptocurrencies. Okay. All right. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah, so the different types of cryptocurrencies that we have are obviously decentralized finance, digital gold, digital cash, stable coins such as your Bitcoins, Ethereum, etc. And what's been kind of being popularized as of 2020 and early 2021 is meme coins. So I'm sure all of you have heard of like Dogecoin, and now digital art such as NFTs are starting to pop off. You know, things just that like the general population are giving value to. So the example of or to define decentralized finance, it's defined as a system by which financial products become available on a public decentralized blockchain network, the blockchain being what Dr. Kong just described, making them open for anyone to use rather than going through middlemen like banks or brokerages. So it's going straight from you and your bank account and your decisions directly to the blockchain.
And then here's just an image that shows, what was basically said before in like more in depth. So here's like key elements of decentralized finance. And then just like kind of this section right here just like walks you through where it starts when a user initiates a transaction and signs in with its private key, and then it ends with the block gets added to the ledger and links itself to the previous block. Sorry, there's a dog in the background. But yeah, so that's pretty much decentralized finance. You see that a lot. That's a lot with like Bitcoin, and I know one of the reasons why I chose to do cryptocurrencies because I'm pretty interested in it. So things like Bitcoin. I don't know if you all know Cardano, the third generation of Bitcoin. That's all like examples of decentralized finance.
Yeah, so now we have digital gold. So digital gold currency is a form of electronic money based on mass units of gold. So digital gold can be used as collateral for online loans, and your purchase is stored safely and also is 100% secured. So the image there, you can see you can buy or sell small, and then it moves to the secured vault, and then you can request delivery, and then it just moves to doorstep delivery.
Then we also have digital cash, which is money that may be transferred electronically from one party to another during a transaction. Digital cash is a system of purchasing cash credits in relatively small amounts, then storing the credits in your computer, and then spending them when making electronic purchases over the internet. So with, like the growing age of like the internet and like online shopping and everything like that, you don't really ever see, I mean, you probably see it still like just like hard paper cash. But a lot of things are starting to transition over to like digital payments, and like online shopping and stuff like that, where you just pay through networks, online. I forget where I was going with this, but yeah, just like things are starting to just get increasingly digital, instead of like physical things. And that's kind of why cryptocurrencies are starting to become such a big thing in today's world.
Okay, now we have stablecoins. Stablecoins are a blockchain-based digital currencies that have been created with the aim to have a stable value. Stablecoins achieve price stability through various methods, such as a peg against a fiat currency or a commodity, through collateralization against other cryptocurrencies, or through algorithmic coin supply management. Examples of stablecoins are USDC and DAI.
Yeah, so stable coins, they pretty much hold true to the dollar value. So a lot of times, so say the USDC stands for like US dollar coin, and that pretty much holds the same value as the US dollar through like inflation and that sort of stuff. And you can use those in order to buy other cryptocurrencies. You first buy you first buy stable coins, and then you can transfer those because they're basically just like a digital dollar. You can then transfer those into other different cryptocurrencies, whichever ones that you want to buy. Which slide is this? This is 8. And then, like Hunter was saying earlier, we have meme coins. A meme coin really doesn't have any value, like monetary value or utility. It doesn't really have any like that. It doesn't really serve a purpose. A lot of cryptocurrencies obviously like have a purpose, and they have an inherent value, but really with meme coins, it's just like kind of a joke. To go along with that, these cryptocurrencies are often themed around internet memes, like the whole Doge dog with Dogecoin and how that skyrocketed just this past year. Meme coins are pretty much the same as DeFi cryptos, decentralized finance cryptos, in terms of how you buy and sell them. However, meme coins do not serve any bigger purpose other than to be bought and sold. So they're very risky to buy because they could just tank and you could lose a lot of money. But on the other hand, you could also gain a lot. The greatest example of a meme coin that we've seen in history was the recent explosion of Dogecoin and how it jumped from around 0.2 cents to 60 cents per coin from January to May due to, I don't know if y'all have heard of it, but like the whole Reddit thing that happened this past year. And then we also have how they are innovative. Supporters of cryptocurrency see, or such as Bitcoin, see it as the currency of the future. As I said before, people are moving away from like hard cash and moving more towards like digital currencies, just because they're a lot easier and in some cases more secure, and you can earn a lot more interest than in just like a regular bank. Some supporters like the fact that cryptocurrency removes central banks from managing the money supply, since over time these banks tend to reduce the value of money via inflation. Other supporters like the technology behind cryptocurrencies, like we said earlier, blockchain, because it's a decentralized processing and recording system and can be more secure than traditional payment systems. And that is cryptocurrencies.
All right, great. Any question, comment?
I had a question as far as do y'all think that at some point there will be one specific cryptocurrency that will take over, or do you think it'll be like these continue to be like a random assortment?
I can go ahead, Luke. As far as one specific one goes, probably not, because the thing is, like, people are allowed to also create currencies and put them on the blockchain, and what you see is a lot of people with heavy influence, like on social media, will like go to their like support system or like their followers or whatnot to go like purchase this. Like a lot of these are just given value based on like people's interests, and like it's a really good way for these people to make money, and a lot of it sometimes is not even clean either, if that makes sense. But like the popularized ones are obviously like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and you start to see a lot of companies that want to use a more secure option for payments starting to like accept Bitcoin, accept Ethereum, like Tesla accepts that as payment now.
All right, in the traditional currency, money, okay? The money, actually, there is intrinsic values. Central bank has a goal to guarantee I will pay, okay? I will pay for this paper, money, okay? They have a goal, and this goal guarantee this payment. But cryptocurrency doesn't have that system, all right? So no intrinsic value, but there is a scarcity, okay? Only scarcity, okay? Cryptocurrency will be scarce, okay? So based on this scarcity, society has the some kind of the agreements. This can be like a transferable, tradable, something like that. Okay, so it can work like a currency. So this is a big difference between traditional, money, currency, and cryptocurrencies. Okay. Any other question, comment? All right, good. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, then let's move. The next is group 3, and Jesse will be a presenter. Jesse, where are you? Jesse? Oh, Jesse is not here. With connection issues. Okay, team 3, anyone can be a presenter? Who will be a presenter? Team 3? Or any other team can go first? Oh, really? Okay. So any other team or whatever, are ready? Then go. Let me know. So team 2, Emily, you will be a presenter? Lebby. Okay, Lebby will do it. Okay, Lebby, now you are the presenter. Okay, then you can share your PowerPoint. The bottom of the screen, you will see the monitor button. And using this, you can share your screen. All right, it is working.
All right, that's the wrong one. 1 second.
Alrighty. There we go. Okay.
Right.
So team 2 is here to talk to you today about the innovation of battery technology. It's a great time. So I'll get us started off kind of talking about what a battery actually is. If we can switch over to the next slide. So batteries are small little contained systems that create small chemical reactors or they are small chemical reactors with the reaction producing energetic electrons, which flow to an external thing. So they provide power to something externally. The earliest form of batteries were bulky and inefficient, leaving a whole lot to be desired. And so the first battery, as we kind of conceptualize it, was created in the 1800s by stacking zinc and copper plates with rags soaked in salt water and connecting them all with wires. So generally speaking, batteries use two kinds of metals, wiring, and salt and water solutions to kind of fuel reactions. And the first lead acid rechargeable battery was made 60 years after, so in 1859, I believe. And this kind of remains as the platform for the batteries which charge internal combustion engines in our vehicles today. But like I said, there's a whole lot of innovations going on in this area, which we're going to be learning about as we switch to the next one. But before we switch to the next presenter, I wanted to give you all a fun fact. The earliest form of battery is known as the Baghdad Battery and is dated back to 250 BCE. It's Mesopotamian, and it's believed to have been used to make people feel like tingly in religious rites. I thought that was really interesting. But on to the next presenter.
It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
So now you're starting to see battery get into all different types of industries in the market. And in 2018, the number of patents involving batteries has risen tremendously, almost 7 times more within the past 2 decades. One industry I found to really see a growth in the battery usage was the automobile industry. I mean, just thinking of cars nowadays, you know, Tesla's a really big company going all electric, and now you're starting to see more. I know I just saw the other day that Ford came out with an all electric truck. Porsche has more all electric cars. So you can just see that battery is pretty much the future in terms of electrical power. So in fact, General Motors says it aims to stop selling new gasoline power cars and light trucks by 2035. So they're really trying to push forward electric powered cars, especially for the environment. So the improvements to battery packs, catering to the wide range of all electric cars and even hybrid cars on the market, has had positive spillover effects on just everyday items. So like once a battery is used in a modified vehicle, and they've reached the end of their lives, they get transferred over into something else. So you see old car batteries that maybe come from a Tesla or another car get reprocessed and are now used in different things in other industries. So
another more modern innovation that's happening now that we're seeing, fuel cells are being used or trying to be implemented, especially into like cars, like batteries are. Fuel cells generate electricity through electrochemical reaction instead of combustion. And so they use hydrogen and oxygen to combine to generate electricity, and it emits heat and water. They are currently being used like predominantly in as backup generators for like homes and hospitals and other important buildings, kind of like maybe like data networks and large buildings that house a lot of electrical components. With the world moving like more towards a sustainability focus, like what was talked about in the last slide, hydrogen fuel cells are have a good chance to compete against like battery powered vehicles in the future. And so there's a lot of innovation going into those and like creating new vehicles to sustain or to house them. Advantages would be like the fuel cell advantages over batteries in this sense. The fuel cells don't dissipate over time, which like a battery, if it sits, it'll just lose its power, where a fuel cell will be good to go until you actually use it. It won't just lose its power over time. It has zero direct emissions. It only emits water and heat from the reactions that it has, along with the production of electricity. Fuel cells are also 2 to 3 times more efficient than combustion engines. But some disadvantages of using fuel cells would be the production is very expensive. The materials are, the machinery is very intensive and expensive. And also the production along with the transportation is where a lot of the emissions for fuel cells come from. So it's not like a zero completely across the board, but it's on its way. It's a good stepping stone to what needs to happen. And then there's no, like, for the putting it in cars, there's no like real infrastructure throughout the United States yet for like fuel up stations. I think the most recent one that I saw was there's like 53 stations and the majority being in California. And so that's an implication that we're going to have to work on.
The emergence of this full cell battery has a lot of implications. We talked about the S-curve, right? In the last time, S-curve. Okay. Sometimes some technology just new technology replace with the existing technologies before existing technology actually reaches the maximum, right? So the current battery technologies are lithium-ion technologies. Okay, so it goes drastically. It doesn't reach the maximum yet, but hydrogen fuel cells technology, this technology actually is trying to replace the lithium-ion technologies. Okay, so what we are talking about during the class is not just textbook. Okay, it's a real things. So anything can have plus minus and flow. There can be a battery technology. So this time, many companies focus on these full cell battery technologies. All right, go ahead.
Dr. King, that was actually a good segue because I'm about to talk about lithium-ion batteries and their limited capacity in some sorts. So when we all think of like the electrical vehicle market, we think of long charging. They're pretty heavy, pretty expensive, and just a lot to work with in terms of the average person can't actually access cars such as like a Tesla and other things like that. But I was actually doing some research, and a scientist from Harvard, I don't want to butcher his name, but Jin Lee, he is actually working on making lithium metal batteries that he basically has changed the components of it to protect it so it doesn't die out as fast. You're able to charge faster, and hopefully eventually be able to charge your electric car in like 10 to 20 minutes. So right now, lithium metal batteries are pretty unstable. But with these new layers, as you can see in this like sandwich diagram, so essentially before this, they didn't have the bacon in the sandwich or the electrolyte number 2. And so the batteries could quickly short and they could either and when that happens, obviously they either burn out or catch fire. But now with this extra layer that they protected in there, it stops the dendrites from the lithium pushing through and shorting the battery out. So with this improvement, hopefully we'll all have access to electric vehicles at some point in the future.
Great.
Okay, so a flow battery is an electrochemical device that converts the chemical energy in the electroactive materials directly to electrical energy, and it's similar to a conventional battery in fuel cells. The electroactive materials in a flow battery are stored mostly externally and in an electrolyte and are introduced into the device only during operation. So research shows that flow batteries could help unleash renewable energy. Scientists have developed a new battery that could solve the electricity storage problem that limits the widespread use of renewable energy. The technology is a new spin on redox flow batteries that stores electricity in solutions, sorts the electrons, and releases power when it is needed. Scientists focused on the redox flow battery because it is proven technology and has already been developed in limited applications. It uses fluid to store electrochemical energy, sorting electrons and recombining by reduction and oxidation, and then releasing them to make electricity. In tests at USC, researchers found that the battery can cycle or recharge hundreds of times with virtually no loss of power, unlike competing technologies. Durability for energy storage systems is important for large-scale use. Scientists claim that they can foresee these batteries used in residential, commercial, and industrial buildings to capture renewable energy.
All right. So any question, comment on the battery technology? It is very interesting, right? So it is very dynamic industry. It is also involved with the electric car. So this the rate of adoption is very, very important. Okay, B2B transactions. Very good. Very good. Great job. All right. So this time we are gonna have team 3, and Jesse will be a presenter. Okay. Now Jesse is a presenter. Jesse, you can see the monitor button, bottom of the screen. Then you can share your screen. All right. Semi-Conductor. All right, great.
Sorry, I need to unmute myself. Can you hear me? Am I good?
Yeah. I guess so.
Okay.
All right, team 3, please go ahead.
Okay, so we took a more innovative, trying to find a solution with this topic. We chose semiconductors as presented by me, Dawson, Jackson, and Malik. So first we're going to go into identifying and screening. So here's the basics, but I'm going to go a little bit more into it. So identifying. A semiconductor memory is a way that the computer stores the random access memory, or RAM. On a basic level, it's an electronically controlled storage medium. And this type of medium memory is incredibly fast due to the way it works. So basically, there's like hard drive, SSDs, and flash storage devices that all store data on a computer, but they do not require consistent flow of electricity in order to continue to store the data. So RAM, on the other hand, requires a constant electricity to store the data. So it's used to multitask and to load a lot more data at once. An example of this would be, for instance, if you had like 15 tabs open on Chrome, each one of these tabs is held open by using Rom Memory. But if a Microsoft Word doc is saved on the computer, then it would go to the hard drive or the SSD, solid state drive. The other type of semiconductor is called a ROM, which is a read-only memory. The ROM memory is a storage medium used for semiconductors, and it does not reset after the electricity is no longer applied to it. And this type of data doesn't change after it's printed onto the chip, and it tends to only be used for like the basic controls. So a semiconductor, it's basically just small electronic chips found within a computer or other types of devices. And then there's RAM and ROM. And then at a basic level, it's just the way that electronics store data within these devices.
So in screening, we found several reasons why it should succeed as an innovation. Our idea is component innovation, because we are using the existing technology of recycling to aid in the chip shortage. We would consider our service as a complementary good to owning a phone, because without owning a device with a semiconductor in it, you cannot take advantage of our service. We have relatively no competition in this market because we have found a unique niche that'll let us tap resources that are previously untapped.
And then we'll move on to development. So describing, we wanted to kind of take a more innovative route, like I said earlier, and we actually got really interested in what Apple's doing. So Apple is aiming to use 100% recycled materials to make their products. They want to reduce their reliance on mined raw materials, and so they kind of announced this before they 100% got to their end result. But basically, a lot of the process is just acquiring the recycled electronics, such as phones, computers, tablets, etc., through incentivized programs like trade in your old device and get 50% off on your new one or whatever, and then using valuable resources within them to then build the new semiconductor technology. So we believe this is both like a demand pull and a science push, because the demand for new ways to aid in environmentally friendly methods of creating technology and the chip shortage creates a consumer demand for new incentivized and innovative ways to create these chips. Also, there's a kind of a science push at the same time to build these chips in ways that haven't been explored before, because this could change the way that they go about getting the products. It could lead to cheaper manufacturing processes, and it could help get valuable resources sooner. So, for instance, with the chip shortage, there has been an issue with getting silicon. So if we're going into the old phones and reusing a lot of the materials within the old phones, and the silicon shortage wouldn't be as big of a deal, because we would have access to those resources without having to outsource it.
All right, so as Jesse was saying, the approach, we were like, oh, well, what if we were able to do what Apple has not yet been able to do? So, like, our goal was to utilize all materials from old semiconductors that we get donated to us and recycled into the new one. So that includes using materials such as silicon, germanium, tin, selenium, and tellurium, as well as a couple other minerals. But the most critical material, just like Jesse was saying, is silicon, because right now there's actually a massive silicon shortage around the globe, which is kind of one of the more primary reasons why Apple is into making a more recyclable semiconductor. So by being able to recycle silicon, we'd be able to save some money, as well as environmental impact. But also, germanium and selenium are also experiencing global shortages, so that would also be really beneficial to be able to use those materials as well. But silicon is a material, because without silicon, you're unable to make the semiconductors. And so we wouldn't be able to produce like a actual effective semiconductor without silicon. So be able to utilize the recycled ones would be basically be our innovation.
Okay, all right. Jesse, actually, I mute your microphone forcefully because you made a lot of noise. So you can turn on when you need it. Okay.
Sorry, I'm a commuter, so I don't. Oh, I did not mean to click on that. I'm a commuter, so I have nowhere else to go besides the library, and it's very hard to get good Wi-Fi in the library that isn't in a public space. So I apologize. We're going to move on to commercialization of it. So marketing, our primary objective of marketing is just incentive-based programs for recycling old iPhones and old phones and all electronics, really. So our first objective with marketing is to really get onto the early adopters by use of influencers and persuade the rest of the market to follow suit. We can do this by teaming with environmentalists or brands looking for innovative ways to secure chips. On a customer level, we plan to do incentivized based programs for recycling phones, and then we can partner with cell phone providers to acquire old phones at a discounted rate or provide funds towards new devices when old devices are traded in. I know a lot of like AT&T and other companies will do, like, you get a trade-in value if you trade in your old phone. So partnering with them to obtain those old phones and be able to use them as resources towards making the chips would be a really streamlined process of doing so. And then we can also partner. A lot of times, if you're doing something that like helps the environment, a lot of companies will partner with local government agencies to offer tax breaks for recycling. So that would also be another way that we can market and incentivize others to use the product. Yes. So 1 minute. I'm just going to go back to muting myself really quickly.
For funding, we decided that having a location along the Pacific coast is within our best interest, primarily to mitigate any disruptions among exports. We learned that 49.1% of Asian cargo flows through the LA Long Beach ports nestled within Southern California. This rate has increased with sudden shortages due to COVID, where 31% of ships traffic in exchange for network externalities and tax breaks. In efforts to sharpen process innovation, we've launched new equipment that disassembles over 200 iPhones per hour. Collectively storing the used parts provides us with similar electronics to be configured in our future endeavors.
Okay, great. All right, good, great. All right, any question, comment? All right, so I just want to point out this, the structure of industry, memory industry, memory chips. There are some players like Taiwanese TSMC, probably this company is a leading company, and South Korean Samsung, and also there are some US companies and some Chinese companies. Okay, then it is very interesting that there is a monopoly structure in the device to produce the memory. ASML. This company actually monopolized the machines of semiconductor. Okay, so every company should use this machine to produce a semiconductor, ASML. But this company actually monopolized. Okay? So it is very interesting structure. So if this company provide or support some companies to grow up, then they can just provide their products, the machine, and then this can change the industry structure. Very, very interesting one. Okay. All right, great. Thank you so much. Any other question, comment? Okay, then Noah, you will be the presenter for Team 4. Okay. Noah, now you are the presenter. So you will find the monitor button at the bottom of the screen. And then you can share your screen. All right.
Do I click manage presentations? No.
Actually, you can do that too.
What is the way that you did it?
Either way, you can use the monitor button, the bottom of the screen.
Oh, I see it.
You can share your screen. All right, I can see it. It is working.
Wonderful.
Okay. Artificial intelligence.
Yeah, so we are group number 4, and our topic is artificial intelligence, and it's by Michael Lucky, Courtney Mosher, Parker Radford, Noah Sheaver, and MJ Smith.
Okay.
Alright, so
You did good, by the way. I texted.
okay. So at its core, AI is the utilization of computer science and robust data sets to solve problems, which is a definition that I just borrowed from IBM because it really summed it up well. And then we experience AI every day in our lives, like from Alexa, which controls the lights in my room, to Waze if you have to go somewhere, or Spotify if you want to listen to something while you're going somewhere. And then we also see its impact indirectly from smart agriculture systems, and then just use for cognitive AI systems for cybersecurity. But today, or it's seeing growth as well in the medical field and transportation. But for today, we're looking at parking systems.
Yes, so we chose to best tell about and communicate about AI through innovating an existing product that doesn't have AI, and then telling y'all more about AI through an innovative product that we kind of came up with. Sorry about that in the way right there, but basically y'all's all seen those like indoor parking guidance systems that have like the green lights if the parking space is open, and like the red lights if it's taken. So when you go pull into a parking garage, they'll have like some data like right at the entrance, so you kind of know how many spots are in the lot, as well as like where the open spots are, and it makes parking a lot like a smoother system. And this is through like the zone controllers and like central controllers that use software, and they also have like a sensor to detect if the car is in the spot. But this is not AI, and so we wanted to use this product and innovate it and come up with something that used AI as well for spaces that don't have parking decks, because there's parking lots like at Barry that are all over. You can see there's big open parking spots all over Barry's campus, but they don't have parking decks, and they don't have the ability to have these lights and sensors like above these spots. So we came up with an innovative idea using AI to have you covered.
All right.
So our new smart parking technology will provide convenience to our target customers, which are the Barry students, through an AI system within existing vehicles on campus. And so this system will be able to openly communicate with other vehicles to notify them of the open parking spaces all around the campus. And as a result, we'll eliminate the frustration of Barry students trying to find parking.
Yeah, so like in this example as well, I just wanted to point out, like, so the individual cars will have the AI within them, and they'll have like a sensor that Michael will tell us more about. And so you can just drive, and we'll have AI that will detect parking spots either on the road or on campus.
Very interesting.
So how to develop it? Our AI technology will be placed towards the front of the car under the rear view mirror. And this is going to be an additional feature available for any car, and all car owners at Barry will have the opportunity to have our tech installed.
Okay.
In terms of commercializing this to gain investments, we wanted to focus mainly on angel investors, and corporate venture capitalists will gain traction through tech trade shows, conferences, presentations, and other business startup competitions to get our technology and our innovation out there and gaining traction within the market.
Hey.
In terms of commercializing it, we based our customer profile off the work of Shannon McKay, who is the VP for Dell Computers and is now an executive officer for Lenovo. Our customer profile will be marketing towards any campus or a location that has distinct boundaries, where we can provide a campus map of the available parking. And also in conjunction with this campus needs consistent members, just like Barry, that has a consistent student population, and ideally areas with limited parking. In addition to this, our technology will be best suited for any corporations or customers like Amazon or Tesla campuses or any other businesses that would typically be lighthouse customers and eager to adapt new technologies. In terms of marketing to get our company out there, we'll focus on website and branding, hopefully getting referrals through existing customers, and making sure that our technology is in news outlets and getting notified through magazines, and then emailing people that we think would be a good fit for our company and networking in forums or groups to gain further traction.
We appreciate y'all paying attention to our product, and we'd love to hear y'all's thoughts and if you have any questions, and we just appreciate y'all's time. Thank you.
All right, great presentations. Okay, I love it. So, what is the difference? What is the difference between artificial intelligence? Please leave that, the PowerPoint like that. Okay, please leave the PowerPoint. How do you distinguish artificial intelligence, AI, from the other IT technologies, the Internet of Things, the networking, big data? How do you distinguish AI from other IT technologies?
So our AI AI, like Parker was saying, it kind of like thinks on its own. So it's the software that, like, are you saying like how we will distinguish it, like in our product specifically?
Okay, I just want to point out this. AI is clearly distinguished in terms of learning. Okay, think about that. Other IT technologies, big data, okay, Internet of Things, networking, all of these just input, manipulate, output. Okay, so this is the mechanism, but the artificial intelligence is all about learning. It learns something and it creates new things. Okay, for example, my Alexa. Okay, my Alexa responded. Okay, I didn't call you actually. My Alexa didn't know what music I really like. Then, when I play music by Alexa, Alexa knows it, learn it.
There is no incoming call.
I'm sorry, Alexa, stop it. So, okay, this is a big difference between AI and other IT technologies. Okay, so artificial intelligence.
Yeah, so our AI will, like, it's like what you were saying, it will learn based on its surroundings. So like say our AI was specifically using like other AI systems with cars within various campus, it will get to like learn the campus better. It will get to like be more aware of like where the parking spots are, what areas are more likely to be open at certain times, and it will learn the area that like our like customer base is at. So
exactly.
I was confused at first, but yes, I understand your question. That's how our AI will learn the parking spaces and where it's located.
All right, good. Any other question or comment about AI? All right.
I had a quick question about the system that y'all were proposing. Like, did y'all think at all about whether or not it would be like transferable? Like, because y'all were talking about needing a steady audience there, but there is turnover on the Berry campus as far as members and everything goes. So could members that are graduating like pass them down to, or like resell them to freshmen?
Yeah, that's a great question, Emily. So because our AI is not gonna start out being specifically in already like as a feature in a car. This is like a device that gets like an add-on, like an additional feature to cars. It'll be under like the rear view mirror, like Michael is saying. This can be like removed from the car, and the technology is able to be like sold to like a new freshman if a senior is graduating, so that the technology can be passed on in a specific area. Yeah, that's a great question.
That's awesome. Great job, guys.
All right. Great. Can you go to the slide about the commercialization? I just want to mention one thing.
This one or this one?
One more. One more. Oh, no. It's like angel capital or before, I guess. Yes, this one. All right. So angel investors and corporate venture capitalists, okay, or venture capitalists or whatever, okay. So it is very important to finance to commercialize this technology. All right. So I just wanna share. Actually, I am doing my angel financing, angel investment, or venture capital investment, whatever. Okay. Then I got a personal statement from my accountant a couple of days ago, and then the performance is pretty good. 5 years return on investment, ROI is 838%. Then annual ROI is 168%. I invest with the more than $400,000. So you can calculate anything. Okay. So annual ROI is 168%. It's like a home run. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So the reason I share my ROIs on my investment is very simple. Okay, you are talking about the technology. You're talking about the corporations. You're talking about the investment. Actually, all of these are real things. Okay? We are just talking about the textbooks and some words and something like that. But actually, these are the real things, not just textbook things. Okay, that's why I just want to share the real investment performance. Okay, then probably you feel better. Okay, you feel more closer to the reality. Okay? That's why I share this. All right, great. I love your performances. I love your presentations. All of you are doing great. Okay, so I want to conclude today's meeting. So the next week we're gonna do entrepreneur simulations. Okay? So if you are any chance, please start. Okay? Please start the simulation as soon as you can. Okay. All right. Any question, comment? If you don't, please say no. Okay. Then I will see you on next Tuesday. Right? Next Tuesday. Good job. You did a great job today. I love your presentations. All right. Thank you, Mallory. Thank you, Mallory. Thank you, Emily. Emily, you did have good questions. Okay. Thank you, Noah. All right. Thank you, Courtney. See you Tuesday. All right. Great. You did great jobs. Okay. Great.